your text, you write your exam, and you send it down. And that's how it works. If you want to write your text, your exam, it may be that you are just sitting in a corner and we send it to you and you are answering promptly, spontaneously. And then, because the essence of the examination is not for academic accolades, it's for application. So if you don't know, it will tell in your business. And the school also gives the privilege of joining the alumni fellowship and also registering for continuous mentorship. So wherever you are across the globe, you have the privilege to connect and leverage this well-structured school that offers us a cutting-edge insight in business development. And then by the grace of God, we are sure that your business will become such or anywhere you find yourself. All right? Quickly tonight, I want to prepare our heart just before I take us on the last course in this school, which I always do on the day of graduation. There's a reason why I do that, so that we can allow several other people to connect and learn from this opportunity. One major thing that everybody needs and everybody places priority on and everybody run after every day on a daily basis, no matter how spiritual you are, whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, one major thing everybody is running after that plays an integral role in our life that we can never despise and we can never trade for anything is money. Money. Family life, marriage, everything, business, career, assignment, life mandate, whatever you want to pursue in life. Finance plays an integral role in our life. Whether you are old, young, adult, unborn, whether you are even a fetus, finance plays an integral role in your life. Finance has its place in our life. And that's why I used to establish that money is not evil, but the love of money is the root of all evil, as the word of God established. There's nothing bad about money in itself. God ordains finance to play a crucial role, an integral role in our life. But finance can become a god unto some, because they love it, they cherish it, they celebrate it, they appreciate it above God, who is their creator. But for us who are graduating set in this school, our case is different. We are such an entrepreneur that is emerging from the platform of this school, not just to be conscious of money, but to be conscious of a legacy. We have been taught that business is about legacy. It's about solving problems. It's about value addition. Are you getting what I'm saying? Business is about what? Meeting the needs of people. It's about offer. It's about value delivery. It's not just about making money. It's not just about selling. So we are doing business with the consciousness of integrity, with the consciousness of a conscience. So we operate on a fair platform. We are not deceiving anybody. Compromise is not what we place before quality. And quality will not make us to compromise. That's what we have been trained to have. I will challenge us on understanding the A to Z of intended business investment. The lack of the understanding of the A to Z of your intended business investment is missing. One major thing is crucial. You can't assess funding opportunity. So I'm speaking tonight on one of the most important aspects of our business development. We will need it at every stage of our business model. We will need it at every stage of our business developmental processes. Every stage, if you look at the 9 building block of a business model canvas, we need this matter. And that was the last class we took in this school. Business financing. And then you do well if you want to connect, you still want to be part of it. You can reach out to us via any of the platform. If you want to reach out to us via WhatsApp, you can reach out to us via 07030860301, or you send us a mail via prisobelo@gmail.com or businessdevelopment@gmail.com. You can do that. You'll get access to our recorded classes, and then you can get the terms and conditions to get that, and then you leverage the opportunity at your own convenience. And then whether you are an office person who is very busy, you can keep listening to those classes, gradually take your note and begin to take decisions to align with the light that is being shared, the insight that was shared at the school. And then you can begin to apply. The essence is not certification, it's application. Are you getting what I'm saying? The essence of the school is application, not certification. Even though certificate comes with it, alongside with it, but the core of it is application, not certification. Many have certification about so many courses. They are certified, but yet it's not showing in their business because they are not applying what they have been taught. Are you getting what I'm saying? So a graduate can be running his business who did business administration, yet he doesn't understand business. He's running it anyhow. There's nothing that is even showing that he read business administration. There's no administration in all that he's doing. By just carrying an head knowledge that is not applied. So what profits us is application of whatever we have been able to learn. And wisdom is the right application of knowledge. So you are not wise if you are not applying what you know. As powerful as information, knowledge is, insight is, if you don't trade with it, it will still amount to nothing. You will just be proud, a proud, knowledgeable individual. Who is not trading with knowledge, who is not trading with insight, who is not trading with information. So tonight you are going to be gaining access to one of the best information you can have access to when it comes to building a viable business enterprise. And I will tell you the truth. It's a game changer when you have access to it in business. And what I'm going to be speaking on is what? Assessing grant opportunities. Accessing global grant opportunity. How do I assess grant opportunity globally? There are global grants everywhere. Local grant, global grant, international grant. And then you're going to be having a clear understanding of how to leverage grant opportunities tonight. You're also going to learn about how to write grant proposals. It's just an hint on that. How to source for grant opportunities. Where to assess grant opportunity or grant information. Very crucial for us. When you lack information about something, then you can't leverage it. You are not aware. Recently, Rose of Sharon Foundation, that is being led by one of our great women in town in Nigeria, is an international and global impact woman. We have a lot of things in different sphere of influence are fed live globally. And then about 100 women were given grant, 3 million naira each grant. Free money for their business, not to be returned. You see Tony Elumelu Foundation releasing grant from time to time, opportunity, people having access to funding opportunities in the form of grant, and then not loan in form of grant. And then you see people sharing their life testimony and the impact of those funding intervention in their business. You see COVID-19 intervention fund flying. You see so many launching so many programs, but a lot are not aware. Those that are aware are not doing anything about it. Why? Because they are looking for money, but they are not leveraging the demand to access those funding. And that's one of the things I want to put across to us today. So, foundation. Understand the A to Z of your intended business investment. Let me start. I just want to give this introduction, then I will move to the main class of tonight. What do I mean? You want to go into any business, any investment of any kind, do due diligence to gather enough relevant, applicable information or knowledge about that business. Number two, you need business intelligence. Business does not just thrive on knowledge, it thrives on intelligence. There is hard work and there is smart work. And the distinguishing factor of smart work and intelligence. Applicable intelligence. Application of what? Intelligence. Application of what? Engagement of business acumen. So you need something austere here. Knowledge that is apt. Intelligence combines knowledge, time, and speed. Not just that you have knowledge, you are very intelligent, but you are sharp. Are you getting what I'm saying? You are timely in responding. That's what makes the difference when it comes to knowledge and intelligence. Promptness, timeliness, being apt. You are quick in response. You are not a laggard. You are not a late adopter. You work with knowledge, you do your due diligence, you move with speed. And then you begin to get a result. Am I saying you should be in a hurry? There's a difference between being smart and being in a hurry. Being smart has to do with intelligence. The next thing I'm going to speak on is you need business system. You need the knowledge of a business system if you want to succeed in business. Every organization that is thriving well in business, they operate on system. Next, you need a business structure. Every organization that is scalable, that will thrive the prevailing economic situation of any country notwithstanding, is a business that is built on structure. You need a structure, a viable structure for your business to function. And it was one of the courses in this class. Building a viable business structure. You do well to leverage that class and you'll be greatly blessed. All right? Number 5, you need what we call a business framework. Your business must operate under or in alignment, legal framework with a well-structured framework. A framework. That's what makes things work in business. Not that you are doing anyhow and everybody is doing what they like. During the course of building a viable business structure, you will see that details was given to us on how to structure our business. So that everybody, for seamless operation, everybody knows their responsibility, their duty, our business. So that everybody, for seamless operation, everybody knows their responsibility, their duty, their job specification, job description. They know what to do and they operate according to SOP, standard operating procedure. And they are not doing or running it anyhow. So very important, we need to understand that. A business, knowledge of a business framework. The next thing is you also need to understand what we call business processes. Every business has processes. Things doesn't just happen anyhow. There's a process. Not just be available. You can't access grant opportunity or grant offers without process. There's a process. Business takes process. There's a time you plant. There's a plan. You nurture what is planted. You water it. You allow it to grow. You weed it off anything that want to encumber it or kill it. And then you see growth happening. And there's a period of flowering. There's a period of fruiting. And there's a period of harvesting. It's a process. Are you getting what I'm saying? Before you see bread in the market, on the table, it takes a process. Before you see an egg, it takes a process. So if you're into poultry, it takes a process for you to get an egg. You are not doing the needful, the input required, you can't get the egg. If you don't also put in the effort required in baking, you can't get the bread. So it takes a process. From flour, you begin to mix. You mix every other ingredient. You use yeast and all that. Nutmeg and all of those things you want to put. Some use bromate, some don't use bromate. You want to use organic sugar or organic sweeteners or whatever. You begin to add up. You want the color to be, you begin to, what about flavor? You know, somebody was saying, oh, Boku bread, I like Boku bread. I said, what is special in Boku bread is what? The smell. And I know the recipe they are using. It's just a flavor. And you can also, it takes a process. If that flavor is not added, then You can't get the smell. It's not going to be boku. It's going to be another thing. But what distinguishes boku is that particular flavor. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Just using that as a case study, not that I'm saying that it's not a quality bread. It's a good bread. Blessed be God. You don't have the right to spoil anybody's business or market. Are you going what I'm saying? You are free to your choice. You may not like boku. Some other people likes it and they are selling and they are making good money. It's your choice. If you like Ofoma, it's expensive, you will be willing to pay for Ofoma. Are you going what I'm saying? So I'm not in a class of a dietitian class or a diet or quality nutrition class. So I won't tell you which bread is best or which bread is not good. Do you understand? But I'm saying just drawing an inference from the taste and the smell of boku. That's what makes it unique. Have you eaten value bread, those days Leventis bread? It has a particular smell. That smell doesn't change. And that's what makes value. And that's what makes people to value. Do you understand? So very important. A lot of people need to understand that what we call it takes processes. You need to get your product to the market. You need to sell. You need to do that. You need to get money. It takes process. Even when they want to pay you, the bank, an intermediary bank in between other banks that makes the operation to be seamless. They are paying you from First Bank to Money Point, or they are paying you from Wema Bank or Access Bank to First Bank. There's a bank that's why at times you see delay, and that's what is giving the fintech banks leverage. Instant alert. Are you going what I say? I don't know the agreement the fintech company has with the InterSwitch payment gateway to be very fast, but that's a leverage for them. So you need knowledge of process, how things works. That business is not just a magic. Not the day you put your money into this investment that you start getting money. You need to understand the process. It takes time. Your business plan, your business idea takes time. You cannot just say, please give me 50 million naira. Once I get this 50 million, this business will boom. By the time you get 100 million, you may still discover that you are still struggling. Because it's not about the funding. It's not about the capital base. It's not about the amount of money you are pushing into the business. It's about the knowledge you have, the framework, the structure, the system, the process it takes. Your level of intelligence, your level of application of what you know that is relevant to that business is key. Are you getting what I'm saying? Then there's what we call business operation, which is where every of your management, every of your input. This is core in business. Operation. Operation is what? It's like the pivot of every business. Operation is key. If you are not operating, you are selling, you are marketing, all of that are operation. You are producing. Every of the value chain thrives on what? Operation. Is all grouped under what? Operation. Because you have to get one or two effort or things or doing, get yourself involved in one or two things. Do you understand now? So business operation, you need to have the knowledge of how business operates. How it operates in Nigeria, how it operates in Ghana. Don't worry. How it operates in Canada. You need to understand. You know, when I began to do my research work, I discovered that farmers in America cannot produce turkey and chicken. You are either a turkey farmer or a chicken farmer. You are either a meat producer or egg producer. You can't produce everything together. Why? That's policy. That's operation. You need to understand how things is operated in, if you are traveling to other countries to do your business, about international business. You don't just assume. You understand? So you need knowledge. So that you won't push your money into something and at the end of the day, you are not able to make headway with it. And then you are stranded. You are back to zero level. And if you have OPM, other people's money, you are in trouble. Because those people will demand return on their investment. It's good to leverage other people's money, but can I tell you, it does not thrive just by having access to funding. It thrives on what you are doing with the knowledge you have about business and how to translate that little money to much. Because when there's no profit from the money you have received from anybody, there's not going to be return on investment you want to give to the business. There's nothing to share. Whether it's as an angel investor, as a venture capitalist, whether you have access to debt financing or you have access to mezzanine financing or you have access to equity financing, then you are going to be ready to one thing or the other. Operation is that responsibility. Core to all of the financing methods. Very clear. You need to also understand what we call business model canvas. The knowledge of business model canvas want to be successful in business. And there are 9 building blocks of the business model canvas. So if you don't know those 9 building blocks, it becomes difficult for you to run business. You run anyhow. Every business has operate on those 9 building blocks. And I will not mention it. If you need to get access to that, get that lecture or get that class, or register for our mentorship, continuous mentorship class. You have opportunity for that. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Very important. Business what? Model canvas. You need to understand. If you don't have, see, the level to which you are skillful in the knowledge of business model canvas is the level to which you'll be successful in business. Every business has a model. You cannot know the secret of a company if you don't understand their business model. Everything they are doing revolves around their business model. If they will do any new thing, they will have to adjust their business model. If they will add any product, produce any other product, or add any other product to their product or service, they will have to look into their business model. Because whatever that is not in the business model, the company will not do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So every company that sticks to their business model are the most successful. So you need the knowledge of what we call a business model canvas. It has 9 building blocks. You need the knowledge. That's where you begin to know about your key partners, about your key resources. You begin to know about your value proposition. So very important. You can't see, take for example, when we're in the class of value propositions coming. So anybody you now know who determines value of the product. And then you now know how to communicate your value, the value of your product. That any product you do or service you don't communicate the value properly, customer cannot pay for what you offer. They will pay for what you offer on the account of what? The value you have proposed. And even though customer pays for value, user defines the value. Nobody can define the value of a product like you. Any other value customers are deriving from your product will give you an edge in the market that you don't know. Maybe somebody feels that when I take your product, I discover that I don't go to toilet anyhow. But when I take, just somebody like me now, say, if I take so milk, I go to toilet frequently. Why? Age. Probably there's something in that particular product line, milk, that is not good for people above 40. That once you take it, it triggers your system. But it's for young children. When younger generation takes it, it could be for mental alertness, it could be for anything. Are you know what I'm saying? There's a protein level that my body system requires. There's a protein level that your body system requires. And that's why you cannot spoil a product because it's not giving you the desired result. So that's why it is the producer of the product that defines the value, not just the customer. Because the value to the customer may not give the value that is defined. And the customer will feel like, no, I'm not going to buy your product again. Not knowing that it is the body system of the customer. Do you understand what I'm saying? Unless somebody comes and spoil your product and you feel very bad, that what they do. So what are you to do in such scenario? Do what we call a sensitivity analysis. Invite people to come into and administer the various products and recipes of the product you have. And when you do that to them, give them a questionnaire to fill about taste, attractiveness, aftertaste, so many other things, degree of attraction. Give them, put all those conditions that on it, and then they will grade you. Then you can now get feedback from the customer and then know what to adjust and what not to adjust. If you have more customers saying that 80% are saying that the product is the best, everything is good, there's no any issue with this thing, it's bad, it's bad, continue the good work, we like this quality. And 20% says that this product is giving us this. When I took it, I quickly ran to the toilet. Focus on the 80% who will give you what? 80% return. Are you get what I'm saying? Very important. You know, this one is a little bit unique from the 80 by 20 principles. All right? Okay? Then the next thing you need to know is business legals. The law of business is the business of law. Please write it down. The law of business is the business of law. You're going into business, you need to understand the legal framework on which business operates. If you don't know it, you are in trouble. You are going to put yourself into certain things that will affect your growth, your expansion, your profitability. You may begin to have legal cases, court cases. And then that can be an disrupt test processes. So it can hamper your business processes. So understand business legals. Understand taxation. Understand annual return. Understand the role of the Corporate Affairs Commission. What is needful for you to do. Understand annual filing. Understand what? A lot of things about them. Anything that has to do with, understand bank cap. Understand song cap. Understand what? Do you understand what I'm saying? You could understand. So you need to understand the legal framework, business, especially for those of you that are also going to content creation and then tech and the likes. You just speak something, you just understand that. Understand what they call plagiarism. Depending on your business, understand the legal framework peculiar to your sector, your industry, or your business. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Understand the kind of people that must be in your board for you to be able to get approvals or license to practice. Understand the set of people that must be in your board of trustees. That's why every company that is limited by shares is expected to have a legal practitioner for legal advice. You cannot form your memorandum of association without legal knowledge. You need legal knowledge. You need to understand the legal aspect of business before you do all of that. That's why you see Corporate Affairs Commission expect that somebody who is a lawyer, a legal practitioner, or an accountant or a taxation officer who did business law. They are the one that they encourage to have to be an agent or to be able to register intending businesses. All right? Okay, so next, understand what we call the peculiarity of the business and the industry you intend to go into. Understand the peculiarity of the business and the industry you intend to go into. And make sure that you beware of hype investment. Never jump into any business you don't understand. Don't ever jump into any business you don't understand. It's the pathway to lose your money. Know the business well enough before you invest. Even the Bible says the labor of the foolish will yet every one of them because they know not how to go into the city. Remember. And he said, but wisdom is profitable to direct. Wisdom, the right application of knowledge of business is profitable to direct in business. Are you getting what I'm saying? So very important, very crucial. Knowledge puts you in the position of authority in business. One other thing I like to add to that is the critical key factor in business development. Let me just hint you. Critical key factor in business development. Very critical. You must not joke with it. When you found your business on the basis of insight, knowledge, a cutting-edge, workable, reliable knowledge. The next thing you need to pay attention to is the proof of concept in business. The proof of concept. Every business idea, every concept, business idea, every business opportunity must be tested. What are you to check for? Check for what we call workability. Can this business work? Check for scalability. Can this business scale? Can this business grow? Does this business have a future? Can this business thrive in this kind of economy or in this kind of a country? Pay attention to that. Apply what we call the humble beginning rule. Are you getting what I'm saying? Apply what we call the humble beginning rule. The humble beginning rule says what? It says that begin small and grow big. Start small and grow big. Start small and grow big. He says what? Despise not the days of little beginning. For though your beginning may be very small, but thy latter end shall be greatly increased. Do you understand that? Though your beginning may be very small, your latter end shall be what? Greatly increased. So you can have a small beginning and then it begin to turn to what? Small beginning, but when you are committed to that small beginning and you are doing what you are meant to do, one of the things you begin to experience is growth and expansion. Do what we call test run before we cease. Test run. You cannot give an accurate estimate of the impact of an equipment that has not been tested. That's why you first see what? Model edition. Am I correct? Model edition is to test run. Or prototype edition is to test run. And then they now begin to correct everything that is needed to be corrected. All right? So look at test run before you push every of your money. And we also see that an idea that has not been executed or tested is not credible. You test it, you execute it before we give it. When it has a track record of excellence, then we now say that this idea is reliable, is workable, is marketable, it will thrive, it will succeed, it will scale. That's why you do what? Then there's also what we call small scale of execution. Execute first on a small scale. This is also what we call the humble beginning rule. Small scale what? Execution. Very crucial, very important. Business must be tested. Before it can have a track record. And the track record becomes a leverage for you. All right? Number 3 thing I want to touch under that, under the critical key factor in business development is business. Start the business with a legacy vision. Start the business with a legacy vision. What do I mean by a legacy vision? A vision for sustainable impact, not just money. Every business that will thrive and succeed, the prevailing circumstance notwithstanding, must be business that is with a legacy vision.